Brace yourselves for the scariest movie yet this Halloween season. I should definitely dress up for this review. Halloween is just days away. Look at all of these costumes. The sky is the limit on what I could dress up as in this episode. They're perfect. Don't know what I am? I'm the Cinema Snob, only I'm wearing a cowboy hat. This film, however, is terrifying not just for its content, but for the fact that people made it. The Life Zone is an anti-abortion horror film, which, arguably, aren't they all? Although this is what you get when you want to make Unplanned look as professional as Citizen RUTH. Or if you just want to cut to the chase and voiceless and simply make the star Jigsaw. The film is about 3 women who are kidnapped from an abortion clinic right off of the operating table and are forced to live secluded for 7 months so that they can deliver their babies. Interesting idea for a horror film, except guess who the movie sides with? It isn't the women being forced against their will to give birth, it's the kidnappers. The writer of the film is Ken Del Vecchio, which, yeah, okay, you didn't even have to show me this picture. I could have just assumed this is what the writer looked like. Between him and the director Rod Webber, brace yourselves, ladies. 3 inches erect. Oh yeah. I expect way more subtlety out of the writing team behind Obama Nude, the film about Obama making a deal with the devil to become president and turns the country into an evil dictatorship. Gotta have something to do with God orbs. The film comes from Justice for All Productions. Yes, justice. Unless you're a woman who wants an abortion, then screw you. This movie seems like the kind of film made by people who would sneak into a room and film women as they sleep. I bet this is going to be just like the Human Centipede, only the doctor is going to make a candy necklace out of aborted fetuses. What is even happening here? The movie is so dark, I don't know which of them is going to be the middle piece. I know this looks like you woke up in a torture porn, but relax, it's a PG-13. You're all just gonna die from a stern lecture from a guy who has to masturbate with tweezers. I think they've been kidnapped, but if you think that's horrifying, the coffee machine only has decaf.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus has nothing to do with a movie like The Life Zone. Ooh, I see I caused the opening title. Might as well rip off the lost title card. This is the kind of movie you get when you're lost in life. Something tells me they don't like this situation.
Where am I? I don't know. You don't know? Who's she?
Oh no, they've been kidnapped and she's having a really bad acid trip. This is when Fox News tried to make their own Goosebumps-style horror anthology.
We will figure this out. We will.
You will indeed figure this out, young ladies.
Were you sitting there for 30 minutes waiting for someone to lead you into that line? Wait a minute, I know who that is.
Stacey Horowitz. Stacey Horowitz, you will come here.
Whoa, Robert Loggia.
Billy, your mother's right.
Hell truly is having a resume that includes great things like Big, The Sopranos, Scarface, Jagged Edge, and then also has this on it. Loggia plays John, who I'm guessing has unresolved issues.
Do not say a word. You not only have the right to remain silent, you will remain silent.
Awesome impression of the director directing the women. But truly, they deserve this.
You have all committed a terrible sin.
Yes, you didn't run all of your life choices by me first, a complete stranger. Loggia literally calls himself their jailer.
I am your jailer.
Jail for what?
That line read. But at least the chairs look pretty comfortable, despite their situation.
We've obviously been kidnapped.
Hello, I'm still here, your jailer. Pay attention to me. I wasn't done talking. So these women were about to have an abortion before they were kidnapped, but in their defense, they got a sweet 2-for-1 special from Abby. Truly, this can't be a solo kidnapping job, though. He needs an assistant.
I was on the operating table.
You were all on the operating table.
Again, how long were you waiting behind that door for a lead-in? This is Ilsa, she-wolf of the abortions. I mean Dr. Wise. She seems stable.
And now, your babies will be given life, just as God planned.
So, I feel like I do ask this in all these movies, but this is a covert pro-choice film, right? What's with these movies always making their pro-lifers either potential mass murderers or kidnappers? Just know that it is the woman's fault and no one else's.
I was pressured into this by Brandon.
You shouldn't slam Brandon. You're an adult woman. You made the choice.
Exactly. The dude has nothing to do with this. He's an innocent in this situation. Clearly, you must have tricked him into having sex with you. Thanks, micro-dicked screenwriter. If you want to see more of that genius Del Vecchio logic...
Your goal is to discriminate against women.
I am a woman.
Right? If you're a woman who commits a crime against another woman, that means you're innocent. Similar to how Jeffrey Dahmer couldn't have been a murderer because he himself was murdered. Wait a minute, that's Blanche Baker. You were in 16 Candles, and one of the most disturbing movies ever made, The Girl Next Door. Let me guess, they cast her because they watched her in that film and thought she was the hero for torturing her niece. I'm not so sure about this plan, though.
You will stay here until you all simultaneously give birth to your children.
If women are pregnant at the same time, they give birth at the same time, right? oh, God, my pants! Ugh. In case you don't know anything about abortion, though.
Do not believe that abortion is right.
I think abortion should be legal.
I think abortion is probably one of the worst things that's ever happened.
Thanks, movie. Now I know it's a controversial issue. Tomorrow, 12 hours of non-stop Estes Perkle sermons. And I sorta question these interviews.
I need to ask my parents about this.
What reporter asked a kid about this?
I'm pro-choice.
I kind of like the abortion thing.
I'm pro-choice. That means I like abortions. Who am I to judge, though? I'm not a doctor.
Don't be so condescending, Ms.
Dr. Victoria Wise, a medical doctor with over 30 years' experience as an OBGYN.
Ooh, she's a doctor. That means what she's doing is right. Hence why H.H. Holmes was later pardoned because he was a doctor. She wants to make them deliver their babies to prevent murders from happening. But kidnapping, that's okay.
I will never again consider abortion as an option.
Don't concede, Lara.
Please, Stacy. My mind belongs to me, not you.
Is the acting this bad to make me side against the pregnant women? They have careers, though, but unlike the doctor, they have bad careers.
You went to Ole Miss Law School, Lara?
What's the relevance?
Oh,
It's not just in the law dictionary.
you're a trial attorney.
Well, now I know that the last movie the director watched before writing this was Legally Blonde. Look, could you just bring me in via satellite? I don't want to leave my house for this.
Where are we?
Young lady, kindly understand that you are never to speak when I am with you unless I specifically give you permission.
Ugh, typical kidnapper splaining. They have small electronic devices in their necks, and wouldn't it be ironic if that caused an infection which kills their babies? Anyway, now I was interrupting.
Zap! The dog gets stung if it passes the fence.
Oh good, Grandpa needs his candy bar of the day. He gets a little cranky without it. Now to be forced with more confusing editing. Meanwhile, in Willy Wonka's crazy tunnel, bugs, Nazis, Nosferatu. My God, abortion is terrible. Wait, what? How bad can this place be? When you all woke up from a simultaneous nightmare, you still look amazing. They could escape if they would just stop fighting.
I don't have a baby, you stupid little girl. I don't have anything inside of me that even remotely resembles a human being.
Well, you do have a Polly Pocket in your ass. I'm sure they'll be fine.
What makes you think we're going home? You said it yourself. They won't hurt us. They're Christians.
Right? Everything they've done so far is really Christian. Oh yeah, and the screenwriter is in the film too.
Obviously, abortion at any time is evil.
Obviously. But what do you care?
I don't know why we're seeing the writer's therapy session, but I'm glad that he's finally getting it.
Would you murder a baby 1 minute after it was born?
Of course not.
But you would abort a baby 1 second before it was born.
Oh yeah, because you wouldn't get in trouble for that. That's totally legal. These people can't even make fake movies.
Enjoying the movie?
No. Well, one of them is, though.
Well, this guy's argument actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, even if you argue that...
The only way that guy makes sense is if he's the writer and he made a woman say that via script. Oh wait, that is what happened. This is starting to sound like high school religious class all over again.
And then we'll have an opportunity to do something that no one really ever has. We'll have an abortion think tank.
This guy's view of a think tank is just a 2-ton barrel of Keystone Light. Anyway, ladies, we're talking abortion here. Just park it and let us tell you what's what.
Sorry to all of you murdered kids. In 1973, you weren't human beings.
Women cringe when people like you even think about touching them. Worst fake movie ever.
Propaganda, crap, garbage.
Save it for Rotten Tomatoes. It's good that they kidnapped some of the dumbest people they could find.
When the younger guy was asking the guy in the tux if he would commit an abortion 1 second before birth, you didn't think that was wrong?
Yes, and so would anyone else. This is getting stupid.
If it's legal, it's okay.
You equate legality with morality?
You're a kidnapper.
What about slavery? That was legal and it was immoral.
All right, that's the same thing. Now let me equate going to a masseuse with a lynching. I don't know which movie is worse written or worse made, the real one or the fake one. Oh, and they flash back to Dr. Wise's damage, as if I care. She had the horror of having over-dramatic parents.
You never got enough sleep.
And you waited until 40 to get married.
You have completely failed us, Victoria.
Can't imagine why she turned out to be a psychopath. Her sin? She can't get pregnant, so she tries lying to her ex-husband to say that she can't... Oh, wait, no. Martin Cove, you were in The Karate Kid! Sweep the fetus. Seriously, it's on the floor and there's blood everywhere. Oh, and he's a bastard who has moved on from her.
I'm never coming back. Ever.
That means never.
She can't hear you. Put the phone closer to your head. But be quiet. People are trying to sleep. Oh, great. It's the director crying. The script girl didn't compliment his biceps again. Nothing good will come out of getting out of bed.
Who was at the foot of my bed? Was that you?
Guess we're done with that conversation. Where the hell did you come from? Here, let's hang out in the break room and have small talk. This room is dedicated to Dr. Stockholm.
What do you think? Is it a boy or a girl?
We do things traditionally here.
Nothing about what you're doing is traditional. Oh, and I'm so shocked you don't use drugs in childbirth. Almost like this movie likes seeing women in pain. Your bedside manner is questionable.
So exciting. Life, isn't it?
She says with death in her eyes. Or she could just be annoyed with these girls.
Well, it'd be good for the health of your baby.
It would be. He or she should hear Grandma and Grandpa's voices.
Yeah, okay. I'm rethinking this whole thing. Maybe some people shouldn't be parents. Oh, is it time for a TV break again?
There's a common misconception that a lot of abortions are by women who are irresponsible.
What about the women who just don't want to be pregnant for any reason?
Who the hell said that? Is God doing the interview? This isn't really a debate that they're watching since both of them are pro-choice.
You know, people who are anti-abortion always say that the word abortion doesn't appear anywhere in the Constitution.
Yeah, the word golf club doesn't appear in the Constitution either, but I'm allowed to have one of those.
Oh, there are some people who make sense.
Screw that. Now let's get the voice of reason in here.
Ha! They This has been an incredibly difficult task, ladies. You don't understand, I'm sure.
This movie just followed up a scene of two professionals talking about being pro-choice with a crazy screaming old man who is the pro-lifer. And he's who the movie wants us to side with. They get messages from their family throughout the movie, such as this message from her dad, who seems completely okay with the fact that his daughter has been kidnapped and forced to give birth.
I just want to say to you that I'm so happy that I'm gonna have a grandchild. Mom is too.
Yeah, sure, complete strangers have taken my daughter. Oh, but grandchildren! Look, your younger brother says hi. It's almost like children do not like being around the people who made the life zone. Well, that was nice.
Dr. Wise? Dr. Wise? Zap!
They have fun. I'm assuming this is just the actors mocking the shitty characters, and it somehow ended up in the movie. Don't you know that this is a serious film?
She's more like a guardian and chief propagandist.
I really don't see that much propaganda.
Brainwashing? What brainwashing? God's Not Dead was religious? What? Stacy considers killing her own baby just to get out of this situation.
I can't be part of this conversation.
Too late to back out of the movie now. And here's another person totally cool with this kidnapping, cause oh my god, I'm so excited to be a father. He says all of the judges and prosecutors that she works with all really miss her. Yeah, what would they know about this being totally illegal?
I just want them to know that this was a mutual decision, that you and I made this together.
I think there may have been some outside influence. Never mind, let's cut from this stupid thing to another stupid thing.
Stacy.
We're gonna save this baby.
No, she tried killing herself! Oh, this movie is getting very suspenseful.
You might recognize me as one of the only female professional race car drivers.
Did I just sit on the remote again?
This is about women's reproductive rights. This is about abortion.
Oh, guess not, unless this is the weirdest Geico commercial ever. This lady got an abortion simply because she wanted to, which means that's the case for everyone.
And yet I had all these people around me, men mostly, telling me that I had to carry for 9 months.
Oh, really? What's that like? But back to this abandoned office building. You brought me away from screaming at teenagers at the mall for this?
If any of you ever hurt the baby, the consequences will be grave.
I'm only against death when it suits my interests. Maybe another montage will help them see the light. I'm starting to think they had trouble padding out this 80-minute movie, and this goes on a while.
Abort the baby!
Abort the baby.
Abort the baby.
Abort your nene!
Only a totally mentally stable person would make this movie. Stacy tells the girls she will never change her mind about not wanting a baby, but she should probably tell them later when they're awake. Maybe it's best that she's also not a parent. Her sister is the one to actually have a problem with this whole forced birth thing. That bitch. Stacy's dead fetus was gonna be the fries and soda that bought that badass suit she's wearing. Dr. Wise tells them a little bit about her past, but whatever, I already saw that story. They need to give birth now. And yep, simultaneously. We didn't think that would really happen. I knew going into this movie what the ending is, but that doesn't make this less stupid. Oh, is it time to get to the ending? If you thought the rest of it was a garbage movie made by garbage people, hold on to your safety bar. Stacy refuses to hold her twin babies, which means she should be punished. No, seriously. The other two are at peace with the situation, while she is just laying there crying in pain. Do you want to know why? Are you sure?
Oh yes, it can be. When you're in hell.
Yep. Not only does this movie detest pro-choice women, it literally wants to see them burn in hell. So Loja is Satan, and Stacy died on the operating table while having an abortion. So because of that, and because Dr. Wise committed suicide while on Earth after her husband left her, they are doomed to repeat 9 months of pregnancy again and give birth over and over and over for all of eternity in hell. As for the other two, I don't know, they disappeared. They're good, obedient baby makers now, so they're probably in heaven. That's the end, by the way. If you take away the end credits and the opening credits, it's more of a 70-minute film. Well, this is definitely a movie made by an adult baby still not over the fact that they were rejected by the prom queen decades ago. The makers of this film shouldn't even be around children, let alone making movies about childbirth. These idiots couldn't even satisfy their own appetite. They have no chance of satisfying a woman. As awful as Unplanned was, it tried, genuine or not, to distance itself from this kind of person.
You're still gonna be a baby killer! And all this because you couldn't keep your legs closed!
The Life Zone, on the other hand, oh no, it is unapologetic about the fact that it is 100% made for this guy. And what were the reviews like? The acting sucks, the script sucks, the cinematography, it's alright. The message is like crossing a chick tract with a snuff film, made by people who I'm sure later on took the wrong message from Don't Breathe and rooted for Stephen Lang to impregnate that bitch. Between this and Voiceless and Unplanned, this one was the worst. Just the worst. Well, now that the Halloween season is over, I'm gonna mosey on down to the saloon, grab myself a whiskey and a hooker, and not impregnate her. What? I just realized I'm still wearing this cowboy hat. I had to say something cowboy-like. Ma'am.